Hello there you, how are you? How is summer treating you so far? It's treating me quite well, and I thought I would take you along today in a little summer vlog, do some summer things here, do some summer creative work, and yeah, so summer, I went into the summer with, quite messy. I went into the summer with the intention to work on things like my why and purpose for my creative work and business and my vision for it that I felt like has shifted, and I've been a little bit disconnected from it since it shifted from something into something I hadn't quite yet defined exactly what that was. And I also went into it with the intention to work through my messy middle that I'm currently in my journey in building my creative business to something beautiful and sustainable. And so I had these many different threads, and that's very much what my summer is like so far. My summer has been a lot of working on projects that are related. All of them are related and they sort of go together, but they are also like different things. And I've been jumping back and forth between different projects, different things that I've been working on in a way that from the outside is probably quite messy and would look like very unstructured, but it's been very good, and it's been very intuitive and very like in this sense of freedom that I always have about summer. It has felt very, very good to work this way. So I've been working on things like, I've been diving into my why and my purpose, and I feel like I have finally uncovered that and put that into words for myself. I'm gonna talk about that more in the future, not today. But yeah, that has really, it's been really, really good to finally give myself some time with that work. And that has propelled me into things like I want to update my start page on my website a little bit, so I've been sitting with that. I have been working on a new free workbook that I want to create in time for autumn, and this project with starting a podcast that I have been wanting to do and more or less committed to now. I have a name for it. I've not been working on the practicals yet. I'm going to be doing that soon, but I have been thinking about what I want the podcast to be. I've been thinking a lot about my content ecosystem with, okay, what role does this YouTube channel fit? What does my email letters fit? What does the podcast fit? What does the blog post fit? And all of this kind of big stuff perspective on my creative work and how they channel into the different things like my start page and my podcast and my new free workbook. So yeah, it's been really, really good. It has been a very valuable like behind the scenes period for me this first half of the summer. So yeah. And this is what I like about summer. I like that it can be quite free, it can be quite behind the scenes. And one lesson I'm taking away from this period also is that since I'm working on things that are not urgent, there's no deadline next week. There are like, okay, I want to do this during summer in time for autumn. I can have a lot of freedom and flexibility with it because it's fine if I don't work on it this week, I can work on it next week instead. So that has been really nice, and that is a lesson that I'm taking with me for myself, that if I can manage to actually plan like 6 months in advance, if I can have that longer time frame for my creative work and in my business, then I can give myself more freedom in how and when I work on things and have this more intuitive, slightly messy way of working that I really, really enjoy. And I've not always been like, while I plan seasonally, I do tend to change my plans quite a lot, and I don't tend to have that, okay, I know already now that I'm gonna launch this thing, for example, 6 months from now. I've not had that long of a perspective on things, but if I can manage to commit to that and have that that time frame on things, then the work itself can be more flexible, intuitive. So that is a lesson I'm taking with me, and maybe something that you can embrace as well if you also like this unstructured way of working. That is allowed when we don't have short time frames. So that was just a little update on what's been going on in my life here in summer. It has been warm, it has been raining, it's been very back and forth with the weather, which is expected here in Sweden. I hope you have had some decent summer weather, whether that is very warm or more moderate summer weather as we have here in Sweden. So what I wanted to do today is that I want to take you with me, do a little summer vlog. And one project I haven't talked about, which I have committed to working on this summer, and it has not gotten as much love and attention as I wanted with all of these different projects going on, is my novel. So I have been working on the novel, but not as much as I wanted to. So today I want to take you with me to my very cozy local cafe and sit in the garden and work on the novel. So it's currently going through a rewrite. I have the whole novel finished. I've gotten feedback from publishers. No acceptances from the publishers, but some feedback that I have taken with me. I have made a new outline of it. There are quite a big part of it that is going to be rewritten. So that is the stage I'm in right now. And I'm still just in the early chapters of the rewrite. So I want to get more into flow with it. So let's hope we can do that today. So yeah, let's head off.
You and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're gone. Hoping you would stay, but I've always known that you would go and find your own way.
So I have now walked just a little bit away from the cafe. There were some people there. I didn't want to sit and film and talk over there, but I had a super nice little writing session. I am trying to write in small sessions. If I can choose, I like to work on things like my novel project in larger chunks, like spend a day on the novel. However, with everything that's going on with the business and all of the different projects that I'm working on, I'm finding that it's difficult to devote large chunks of time. And in this season of my creative life and my journey, I think it's just more, it's just gonna have to be in smaller chunks here and there, and that kind of writing. And I am editing for the most part, so it is should be fine to do it like that as well, I think. But yeah, had a very nice little moment with my tea and working on a chapter. So what I'm doing now with a novel is that like I said, I have the whole thing written, and then I'm going back and I have outlined what kind of changes I want to make to the story. So there are some like big picture story changes. There are some things that I am taking away, some things that I'm changing, some things that I'm adding. So there are some kind of big picture edits, and they're going to be chapters that are going to be completely new, so I had to write them from scratch. But then there are also quite a lot of chapters that are going to be largely the same as they are, but they're maybe leading to slightly different things in the story, and the tone is shifting just a little bit. So there is some like delicate editing going on. And right now I'm in the beginning chapters and trying to hit that right tone, and see, okay, how much do I need to change, how much do I need to add in these chapters to set up the story, so that it's set up for the story that I want to tell now, that is changing, and not the story that I told before. So yeah, there's some fine, delicate writing here, and now it's starting to rain a little bit. It was supposed to be sunny today, and here comes the rain. But yes, this is typical summer weather in Sweden. Let's move in underneath the trees a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. But yeah, it's going slow and steady with a novel, and that is always how I have written this novel. There have been like summers in particular when I have been able to make more progress faster with a novel, because I've had those weeks where I've been able to dedicate myself only to the novel. But for the most part, there has been small steps, and that is just how I write, how I've been able to write within my life, working full time, now running a business, and yeah, you just have to fit it in however you can fit it in. And I could say that this is not a good time to work on a novel and just put it on hold, but I don't want to do that. I want to be able to fit it in, and I think that you, depending on what kind of life you're living, there are going to be a lot of that, well, not having the best time in the world, but having the best circumstances for creative projects, whether it's a novel or if it's another project. And we just have to keep fitting it in around everything in life, because there aren't a shape in our lives that is just dedicated to creative projects. We have to create those spaces in our weeks, in our months, in our years. So yeah, I am happy to be moving forward a little bit with the novel, and I don't think that you can see it, but it's really raining right now. Let's see if you can see it. Maybe you can hear it. It really is coming down at the moment. Oh wow. Okay, so I am gonna head home before I get completely soaked. But I simply wanted to do a little vlog, take you with me in my summer, with some sun, with some rain, and a little bit of messy going on with different projects, jumping a little back and forth between things. And you'll have to give me a report in the comments. What are you working on this summer? Is there something that you want to do creatively, or that you're working on creatively? How is the weather? Is it back and forth where you are, or is it just sunny or just rainy? And yes, so in my last video I talked about how I'm rethinking a little bit how I do this YouTube channel, and I think that this is what I'm thinking right now, is that this is probably what it's going to be like on the YouTube channel going forward. I'm going to do these vlogs every now and then, give you a little peek into what's going on, a little updates, some nice things together, and then we're gonna have other things like the podcast for more in-depth creative conversations. And yeah, I'm really getting wet now, so have a lovely July, everyone, and I hope you are having better weather than I am at the moment. And yeah, good luck with your summer creativity. Bye, see you.
Walk through the rain with me. Get soaked to the skin, feel free. Shut the world out. Let's hang out. Oh, I used to see in colors. Now it's gray. tonight.